Hi everyone, it's Amber from The Sensible Mama, and today on FYI Friday, what I'm going to do is do a quick overview of some of my favorite wet bags to let you know what I like about each different brand and why, and then I'm going to do a quick leak test with each one so that you can get an idea for the absorbency of each. These are all brands that I carry at thesensiblemama.com. I carry them because I love these brands. So go ahead and know as I get started in this video that I like each of these. So this is not a negative review, this is a positive review, but what I'm gonna do is talk about what I like about each one, and if there's anything that I wish were a little different, I'll mention that as well. All right, the first one I'm going to show you is the Planet-Wise Wet Dry Bag in the Caribou Bloom print. This is hands down my go-to favorite wet bag. It's the one that I almost always have with me. What I like about this one is this is the same size as the medium Planet-Wise wet bag, but the difference is it does have a snap handle on it, which I love. This means that I can attach this to the side of my stroller and it doesn't have to be taking up space in my diaper bag. This is called a wet dry bag because it actually has two compartments instead of one. The first one is just a standard dry bag, so there's no PUL lining in here. This is just a place to keep dry things. So sometimes I like to put clean diapers in here so that I have the diapers with me when it's time for a diaper change. The top zipper is to the actual wet bag portion of the bag. Each of the Planet-Wise wet bags have a beautiful internal PUL lining that is waterproof. The PUL lining is really nice. You can tell it's very strong and durable. It doesn't seem to want to tear or rip or anything like that, which I think is fabulous. What I really love about the Planet-Wise wet bags is that they've really gone out of their way to make these beautiful, vibrant colors. This poor bag has probably been through the wash 200 times, and it is still so vibrant and beautiful. It's not pilling or anything, so it's a really great fabric. So to give you an idea of how many diapers will fit inside of the Planet-Wise wet dry bag, I'm going to be using pocket diapers with inserts. I've removed the insert just because that's how I usually put my diapers in the wet bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I could probably fit a 7th in there, but I think it would be hard to zip. So 6 is a pretty good number of diapers to fit in there, and although this would not fit very well back inside your diaper bag, this does clip to your stroller, so it would be no problem to have that many diapers inside the wet bag if you're out for a long day. Alright, so that was the Planet-Wise wet dry bag. The next one that I'm going to show you is the JuJuBe wet bag. And just to give you a point of comparison, these two bags are almost identical in size. In fact, I think they are identical in size. One thing that you'll notice right off the bat is that there is a snappable handle on the JuJuBe wet bag, just like the Planet-Wise wet bag, which I think is awesome. And if you happen to be a little bit type A and you don't like bags that hang crooked, you might like this a little bit better than the Planet-Wise bag. You see how the handle is on the side of this one? This means that it hangs at a diagonal on your stroller, which doesn't bother me at all, but there might be some people who are bothered by that. And the JuJuBe bag will hang straight down from your stroller or whatever you have clipped it to because that handle is on the very top. For you JuJuBe lovers out there, I'm sure you're gonna love the fact that these JuJuBe wet bags do come in several of the most popular JuJuBe prints, including Queen of the Nile, which is this one, Duchess, Admiral, Black Magic, and Blackout. They do include JuJuBe hardware, which I think is amazing. And probably my favorite thing about the JuJuBe wet bag is this wonderfully smooth zipper. The internal lining of the JuJuBe wet bag is a little bit different than the Planet-Wise wet bag. It doesn't have that same plasticky look to it, although I do love this zipper a lot. One of the problems that I have with this particular wet bag is that I don't like the side loading as much as I like the top loading on the Planet-Wise wet bag. So the Planet-Wise zipper goes across the top and the JuJuBe zipper is kind of here on the side. And I'll show you when I put the diapers in here that can make it just not too bad to get the diapers in, but just a little less convenient. So we fit 6 diapers in the Planet-Wise wet bag. Let's see how many we can get in the JuJuBe wet bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna stop there just because you don't really want to have to be mashing diapers down into your wet bag just because there's gross stuff in there. So this is kind of what I was mentioning before. I could fit one less diaper in here than I could in the Planet-Wise wet bag, and I think that has something to do with the shape of this zipper. It's just a little bit harder to get stuff down in there. But still, I think that being able to get 5 diapers into a wet bag is perfectly reasonable. Alright, so now we've gone over the Planet-Wise wet dry bag and the JuJuBe wet bag. So now I'm going to show you the Itzy Ritzy wet bag. Now you can already see that this wet bag is slightly smaller than the other two. I like that in some ways because it fits a little bit better into my diapering quick, but the downside is of course that you can fit less diapers in it. Like the other two wet bags, the Itzy Ritzy wet bag does have the snap handle on the side, which I think is pretty cool. It's a top loading zipper, which I think is nice. And again, you have that nice, thick, plastic PUL lining on the inside. For anybody who is a tactile person, I think that the PUL lining on the Itzy Ritzy wet bag feels the most satisfying to me. It's the thickest by far, which to me makes it feel a little bit more durable. So we fit 7 diapers in the Planet-Wise wet dry bag, 5 diapers in the JuJuBe wet bag. So let's see how many we can get in the Itzy Ritzy wet bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it still zips really, really easily. So 5 diapers will fit in there no problem, which actually really surprises me because given that this is so much smaller than the JuJuBe wet bag, I figured this would hold less diapers, but actually it works really well. And I'm thinking it must be because of this top loading zipper as compared to the side loading zipper on the JuJuBe bag. All right, and the last one I'm going to show you today is the Kanga Care wet bag. This one is in the winter chill print. This one, you can see, it looks like it's about the same in size as the Planet-Wise wet dry bag, but it's actually quite bigger because it has this pail shape to it. It's almost like a diaper pail instead of a wet bag. It's got a rounded bottom, which means that you can actually fit quite a few more diapers in there. Kanga Care has tons of cute prints in wet bags, including some Tokidoki prints, which is really nice. The zipper on all of their wet bags is really smooth, which I love. And the Kanga Care wet bag has a lining that in my opinion is very similar to the JuJuBe wet bag lining. The Kanga Care wet bag does have the snap handle on the top so that you can put this over your stroller handle. I love the big wide opening of this wet bag. It makes it to where you don't really have to smush any of your diapers in there, which is nice, especially when you're holding a really wet or a dirty diaper. So we were able to fit 6 diapers in the Planet-Wise wet dry bag and 5 in the JuJuBe and Itzy Ritzy wet bags. So now we're gonna see how many will fit in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's actually all the diapers that I brought down with me. The rest are in the laundry, so that is 12. It looks like I could probably fit another 2 or 3 in here because you do get some extra room with this big kind of thick top up here, but 12 diapers is pretty amazing. So if you're somebody who has 2 or more in diapers and you have a long day out, I think this would be a fantastic wet bag for putting on the side of your stroller for sure. Alright, so the last thing that I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a quick water test. Now, just to be clear, this is not meant to reflect reality. You are never going to just have buckets of pee in your wet bag, but I just want to put about 2 coffee mugs of water in each one of these wet bags, and let's see how much it drips or leaks so that you can get an idea of an extreme example of how good the leak resistance is on each bag. Alright, so let's start with the Planet-Wise wet bag. Here is the wet bag. I'm not seeing anything leaking out just yet, and I'm actually squeezing the bag and nothing is coming out. Not a single drip, not a thing. Here is the JuJuBe wet bag. And once again, here we are with 2 cups in there. And you can see there is a tiny bit of dripping right here from the center. It looks like there is a seam here, and here goes a little droplet getting ready to fall. I don't know how well you can see that. There it goes. So yeah, there's just a couple of little water droplets coming off of the bottom, but it's not bad. I mean, there's, what, that's a 8-ounce coffee cup, so there's about 16 ounces of water in here. Not bad at all. One thing that I kind of like about the JuJuBe wet bag is that the exterior doesn't feel wet at all, which is fabulous, but you do get wetness on your hand if you touch that bottom seam where there's a tiny, tiny little leak. Now I have the Itzy Ritzy wet bag. I'm super impressed. Not a leak at all. I can squeeze it, shake it, run my hand across the bottom, no wetness whatsoever. Lastly is the Kanga Care wet bag. Got 2 cups of water in there, and I'm feeling a little bit of moisture on the bottom, but I actually think that that might be from the bottom of the sink because I'm not seeing any leaks. I'm jiggling it, squeezing it, nothing's really coming out. The outside of the bag still feels totally dry, which I think is fantastic. Yeah, that's great. All right, everyone, so that was a quick overview and leak test of my 4 favorite wet bags. Hopefully some of this information was useful to you in helping you decide what kind of wet bag you want to use. I use all 4 of these just depending on what I have going on that day and what my plans are, so I highly recommend each one of these. You just got to think about what size you need and what shape you like best when you go about picking from these 4 different brands. Again, these are all available at thesensiblemama.com. If you'd like to check them out, we do have a generous loyalty rewards program and lots of other benefits from shopping with us. So if you want to check one out, just place an order through the shop and I'll get it to you ASAP. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.